Hey, I'm Paul Galliano here in front of Warner Brothers with
Gloria Garayua, and I'm a SAG-AFTRA actress.
We're going to walk this picket line and then sit down for a chat over a cup of Solidari-TEA.
So don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
So have you worked on any commercials during this downtime?
No, my success has mostly been in TV and films. I've booked one commercial in my entire career,
Oh,
believe it or
wow.
not. That does shock a lot of people.
Was that the PSA or something else?
It was something else.
Okay.
But I'm like, yeah, my career hasn't been built around commercials. Most actors do.
Yeah.
And then they pray and dream for TV and film. Somehow I got into TV and film
Right.
successfully, and I'm like begging for commercial work. I don't know. So I'm very much affected right now during the strike because that's where my success has lied.
Yeah.
So yeah, I haven't seen a TV or film audition since this all started.
So that means you have not auditioned for any of the interim agreement projects, correct?
No, none of those have come my way.
Yeah. But what is your opinion on the interim agreement? And
At
obviously it sounds like you're open to working on
I
them.
am now.
Yeah.
I was confused at first, but that's been cleared up. And I think that if you are lucky enough to get an audition for one of those and actually book one of those, it keeps you working. And also it keeps us sharp.
Yeah.
So, if we're in class right now, that's one way to stay sharp. If we're just practicing on our own at home, that's one way to stay sharp. But the auditioning muscle is so different from the performance muscle. It's really important to keep that sharp so you can book the work.
That's right. That's another thing I think a lot of people don't think about is how different the processes are. I mean, of course, there's character work, preparation, all that's the same, but it feels pretty different sometimes. When you're set up like this at home, doing your self-tape auditions, whatever, it's totally different when all you have to do is go to set and worry about just turning in a good performance, connecting with the other person, bringing truth to the moment, right?
Right.
Then, oh, is this light right? Who am I going to get to read? Oh, it went out of focus. Did the microphone pick up what I was saying in that moment? All that stuff. We don't have to worry about that when we go to set. We rely on the professionals that are there to do that stuff.
There's other stressors on set, right? Like
sure,
being able to perform in front of hundreds of people that we're supposed to pretend are not there.
Right.
And, yeah.
And crying on cue, which you've had to do a lot of in your career.
I have.
Which you do it well.
Thank you.
So
And
I can see why you get hired for those roles.
Men don't really have to cry very often. It does happen. We've all seen it. But it happens a lot more with women, and then minorities. It happens a lot more depending on the role that you book. So
I've been fortunate in my career where I've had to do it, not a lot, but a fair share. And
really?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
And I do enjoy that. It's one of those things, like some people will look at a script and be like, oh, it says I have to laugh or sneeze or cry or whatever. And like, there's all these things where it's like the pressure and can I do it on cue, on command when it's time? So I like when I see that in script, and I'm like,
you can't sneeze on cue, get out of the business. Just kidding.
What about burping? Some people can't burp on command.
I can teach them. I can do that.
Awesome. We will put the link to her course in the description of the video.
So you don't need my crying class, apparently. You got it down.
No,
Good
yes.
for you.
I'm in touch with my emotions enough to tap into the sadness that I need for those moments.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
I'm happy you've had sad experiences to trigger what you need for performances.
I've had a well-rounded life, and so I think that's part of being a performer, right? Is that when you're in touch with your emotions and you can rely on those things and pull them back up when you need them, then it's a great benefit. It's not always the healthiest.
No, you're right. Sometimes I feel like as actors maybe don't do therapy, depending on what we're talking about, because you could use that for your work.
Right? Yeah. That is the therapy. It's cathartic.
Yeah.
Gloria, I just want to say thank you again for taking the time to sit down with me. Yeah, it's been so great. Fun. You're amazing as always. Everyone out there, be sure and check the description of the video to see where you can follow Gloria.